Hey, what's up, guys? This is Harry Dell with my reaction to Broner versus Porter and a couple other things that I'm going to talk about that happened over the weekend having to do with that fight. Alright, so first off, Porter, congratulations. It's a great win. Now, as far as the fight, Porter was the only one fighting. Broner, of course, was not. Now, the reason why is because Broner felt Shawn's power early. The first round when he landed those first two stiff jabs, back Broner up against the ropes. Broner, he checked out at that point. He's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm not going to fight him back. I'm just going to hold, try to tie him up, land a couple ones, couple 1-2s, and just kind of try to squeeze by a victory. Hopefully, because I am Broner, I will get the nod from the judges. Now, that completely did not work. You got outworked, you got manhandled in the ring, and you made the fight uneventful compared to what it was being billed to be. Broner, yet again, causes a fight to be very less than spectacular. He did against John Molina in March on NBC. NBC was not pleased with Broner's performance. They were not expecting it to be boring, because that's what it was. So I had said many months ago, actually in the post fight review of that weekend card, the first PBC on NBC back in March, I had said that NBC's pissed, Heyman is upset, they're going to throw Broner in with possibly Porter if Porter were to win the following week, because Porter was going to fight on Spike the next weekend following that. And I said if Porter wins, they're gonna put Broner in with Porter and try to salvage, I guess, or wash away the bad taste in their mouths from the Molina performance, because it was boring. Broner didn't show anything, to make you want to watch him again. And NBC just wasn't pleased with it. So you know what? We're going to throw in with someone that's going to fight him, that's not going to be drained, that's going to be in shape, that's going to be in his prime. And all those clicked in my head, and I just thought Porter. And I thought it was just the perfect match in order to either take Broner out or make Broner fight and show what he can really do and redeem himself. But you know what? This is what it comes down to, guys. When Broner needs to step up, he fails. So he will never be at the top of the sport. He'll never be on the pound for pound list. He'll never be a top anything. People say he should just go back down to 140. What the fuck has he done at 140? The last 3 fights have just been stay busy, keep winning, good for you, pal type of fights. And that's just what it is. Because if he didn't want to fight at welterweight, then don't fight at welterweight. If you keep, fucking trying to dip your toe in to the welterweight division, oh, well, if I lose, then I have the excuse that I'm really a 140 pounder. No, you're not. You're a welterweight that is afraid to get hit by other welterweights. That's just what it is. You're not going to tell me that, Adrien Broner was, let's say Gavin Reese and Porter was Broner. You know what I'm saying? That comparison, to that size comparison. No. If anything, Broner's a little bit bigger. And maybe that has to do with he really doesn't care about taking care of himself, when he's not fighting. So he balloons up, he lifts weights, he bulks up, and he just stays heavy. Honestly, like, if he was a 140 pounder, he would have never came up to fight Shawn Porter. Seriously. So let's stop making this excuse. I don't even know there's many people out there that are even trying to make excuses for Broner. I don't think nobody cares about Broner at this point. But that's just what it is. Broner He's a talented fighter, skills, but he's not. He's not. He doesn't have what it takes to get to the top. He's not afraid. I'm sorry. He's afraid to put himself out there. He's afraid to get knocked out. He's afraid to get hit. He doesn't dare to be great. He doesn't go for it. He just doesn't, and he'll never make it to the top. He said the same shit about Malignaggi. I wasn't motivated for him. I didn't train for Malignaggi, and I believed Malignaggi beat him. See, he did the same shit with Maidana. I didn't take Maidana serious. Everybody had me as a favorite. I was distracted. And then, what is he gonna say now? He can't. You can't cry wolf, over and over again, and it, he looked bad. He looked bad. Mayweather dropped him as a little brother, and that's my next, little topic I want to talk about. Is Mayweather has adopted a new little bro, okay, and that's Errol Spence Jr. Or at least he's trying to. You know what I'm saying? I think he's trying to sign Errol Spence Jr. and he completely just, he just completely dropped Adrien Broner. Like, that's it. He's not gonna. Mayweather's not gonna vouch for someone that's losing, for someone that doesn't look spectacular, even in losing. Like, he looked horrible and he lost. It's not like he went out there, gave it all he had, and he came up short. No, he just fucking was scared to fight. He looked like a pathetic newbie that has never boxed before in his life. And honestly, that's how he looked. He looked afraid, and he got beat. Come on. Mayweather's not gonna tie himself to someone like that. So he's gonna go ahead and, back up a future winner, and Errol Spence Jr. Now, for Errol Spence, what does this mean? Or what does this do for his career? In my honest opinion, Errol should stay away from Floyd. And if you don't understand where this is coming from, listen. Whether you like Mayweather, whether you hate Mayweather, whether you don't care, you must recognize that Mayweather is the most disliked boxer in the game today. He's the biggest moneymaker, but he's also the one that pisses people off the most, that people can't stand him. People want to see him lose. People can't stand his brand, TMT. If he has guys in his stable, in his promotion, that people that hate Mayweather hate them. They probably never even see him fight in their life, not even one round, but because they're wearing the TMT hat, they hate them. They don't want to see them win. They want to see him lose. When Jalen Love got knocked out, okay, when he got knocked out and he was twerking on the floor, people were celebrating, and people were, rejoiced, and Mayweather took a loss because Jalen Love. Like, people are desperate. Mayweather haters are desperate to, to celebrate any type of loss tied to Mayweather's name. So Errol Spence going in that direction, I think it's a bad idea. Errol should just do his own thing, make his own career. Porter's doing his own thing. Keith Thurman is doing his own thing. Come on, I think he should do his own thing. This is a new era that's, on the horizon. And, Mayweather wants to stay relevant. He wants to stay, at least as a promoter, of course, because honestly, he even knows that he doesn't have a lot of talent. So he's really trying to get Errol. I don't think Errol Spence is going to sign. I think he and people around him recognize that, yeah, it's good publicity, but to really fully commit to Mayweather and be his star fighter, I don't think it's a good look. That's just what it is, guys. People hate Mayweather, so they're gonna hate on his star fighter because it's Mayweather's star fighter. If you just stay neutral, stay with Heyman only, just like the other guys, just be a PBC fighter, you'll be, without a problem, as far as, making fans, making a name for yourself the right way, not by being the so-called new villain or whatever you want to say. And I'm not saying because Errol's a bad dude or he's a douche or anything like that, but if you tie yourself to Mayweather, that's what you're going to be seen as, or you're going to be hated as if you were a villain. Broner, he brought a lot of that shit onto himself, but being tied to Mayweather made it worse, honestly. So Errol should just do his own thing. Forget about signing with Mayweather. Forget about trying to be his little brother. Don't be out there with Mayweather every damn time. Just do your own thing, make your own career, and let that be the end of it. And as far as what's next for Porter, I believe that, I mean, look, I said if Porter wins, Mayweather fights him. You know, Mayweather turned it down right away, but Mayweather, he says one thing and does another, so I don't know. But if Porter, he says, you know, if he can't get Mayweather, he'll fight Thurman, he'll fight Brook again, Khan. There's good fights out there for him. And as far as him saying he doesn't want to fight Errol Spence, I mean, come on. Let me just make this. Let me talk about this. I was gonna say this for another video, but let me just talk about this real quick. Mayweather suggesting that that Porter should fight Errol and Keith Thurman should fight Errol Spence. I mean, he's just taking jabs at both of those fighters, because you could say, yes, that would be a great match. Yes, it will be. I'm not trying to dispute that at all. I know that it will be a great fight, and that's the fight. Those fights are the ones that I'm looking forward to within this new era that's coming in the welterweight division and in boxing. These are the matchups that I have already envisioned. Okay, but the problem I have is he also added for one of his titles. So Errol Spence is going to get a title shot after beating Phil Greco. Just honestly think about that. Seriously, just think about it. Errol will get a title shot after beating a Phil Greco. Like, come on. If Keith Thurman got a title shot after beating fucking Laura, or you know what I'm saying? I forgot what the fuck his first name was. Orlando, I think. Orlando Laura. His first fight on HBO. If he would have got a title shot after that, or a title shot after beating Quintana, or a title shot after beating Zavik, it was for interim, but interim doesn't really mean shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a real title that Floyd Mayweather had. No, people would be like, "What the fuck? Thurman's been being spoon-fed championships." Errol should fight somebody like Devin Alexander. Knock Alexander out. Do something. Fight guys that the fighters that they want to see him in with have fought, and beat him worse. Go fight Devin Alexander or fight Khan. I mean, it is what it is. And then, okay, get yourself in the rating, in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, I think Floyd's just trolling. Heyman's not going to put Errol in with Keith Thurman. Come on. Because the fight is just not ready yet. Not just yet. Also, Errol hasn't even been in with a guy who hits even close to as hard as Thurman does. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to throw him in there right away with someone that has the potential of beating him, or knocking him out. Not yet. If they're gonna make that matchup, it's gotta be worth it. It'll be like an MGM, like everybody knows. Or people are more familiar with Errol Spence because he's gonna be fighting on network television. Keith Thurman's gonna have a second fight on ESPN. They're gonna build these guys up before they make the big fights, so that way they can be called big fights. You know what I'm saying? That's the matchup I'm looking forward to. It's going to happen next year for sure. You're going to be seeing trilogies between these guys, the Porters, the Thurmans, Um, Errol Spence. There's gonna be some new guys coming in the mix. Chris Algieri's there. I know Heyman's gonna be working with Algieri. He's gonna throw, as far as like guys that are diminishing, like Alexander's, Robert Guerrero, you know, guys like that. You're gonna be seeing them getting thrown into the guys that are more potential of being stars, of being not just stars but great fighters in the division that make great fights. So you could be seeing potential matchups like Errol Spence versus Demon Alexander. Shit, I see Robert Guerrero going in with Chris Algieri. I think that Chris Algieri is someone that has interested Al Heyman. He's marketable. He's known. Okay, he's not afraid to fight the best guys out there, and he showed that he could be exciting, and he doesn't have to change. He doesn't have to have the same style. I mean, nobody thought he had a chance against Conor. Look what happened. I mean, come on, let's be real. Who else? You can see Berto. I honestly feel if Berto doesn't fight Mayweather, and who the fuck knows who Mayweather's gonna fight, but let's say he doesn't fight Berto, you're gonna see a big fight between Andre Berto and Keith Thurman. In Florida. You know what I'm saying? And it would be a huge fight there, and they would probably do it in the Amalie Arena. It's like a huge arena in Tampa, bigger than the one that Thurman's gonna fight in next month. I could see that happening too, because they're really trying to build their key fighters, and then making big fights, and then making those big fights, the winners of those fight each other to make super mega fights, where all the audiences everywhere are watching, and the PBC will start to build its name for sure. Anyways, guys, that's my quick thoughts about this weekend, and hopefully we get even better matchups between guys that are going to fight each other, that are going to put themselves out there to try to make a name for not just themselves, but to represent boxing. Anyways, guys, until next time, see you later.